Welcome back to Crypto Front. This is the front line where we are fighting for financial freedom. We want to be taking a look at the Jasmi price at one more time. Of course, there is a lot of panic and fear in the market. A lot of people are saying that BTC is headed to something like $53,000, and obviously that will have a devastating effect on the Jasmi price as well as any other altcoin that you can actually imagine, right, to be honest with you. So we want to be taking a look at the price at one more time because we need to clear up the space, right? Show you exactly what the chart is saying, and we can come up with a nice conclusion right there, whether the market is really bearish or what. I'll also be talking about my specific price targets, both in the immediate short term as well as a bit of the longer time frame perspective as well, and try to see which trajectory the Jasmi price is headed for. So without me running my mouth too much, I just want to kindly ask you to help me spread the video just by delicately tapping the like button. It really helps the YouTube algorithm. People looking for Jasmi content will now be able to find this video much more easily. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel just yet, I want to encourage you to do so, really, because I do TA on Jasmi and a number of altcoins on a regular basis. And without me further running my mouth too much, again, let's jump into the Jasmi price. So what we are seeing here is really what we have been talking about for quite some time. Look, we are stuck in a range right at this point, and again, just as I was deleting that Fibonacci retracement tool, you can still see that. Look, I was saying that right where the price is here is kind of like a normal zone. What you want to see is maybe you want to take action right at both extremes right here, buying support levels or maybe selling like resistance levels right here. So you can see we have got a block of resistance on top and a block of support right there, right? But this is also in line with what the Bitcoin price is doing right now, and I think that it's very like too early to go ahead and say that BTC is headed to something like $53,000. Of course, I mean, if you zoom in like this, or maybe zoom out, whatever the case may be, you also see that BTC is stuck in its own range, and if this range or this support level is to be broken, we are talking about something like dipping below $60,500 for BTC, breaking and closing a candle outside of this zone. The next big support level will be sitting right around something like $53,000. So this is where most people are looking at, I would guess. But as I was just saying, that it's really just too early to call that price target just yet, because we are still within the range of support, right? So the same thing really applies with the Jasmi price set here. That I mean, we are just hanging around between like the support level and the resistance levels right there, pulling off Fibonacci retracement 2 from the very top of this structure right there to the bottom. You can see that we just got rejected by the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level. It's something that is normal. It happens time and again. But here the question is, are there any signs that the price is showing some strength heading into that support level that we have been talking about? I was saying that 1.6 cents for Jasmi is a support level. Dipping all the way to something like 1.4 cents is still a good territory to be buying Jasmi. Of course, we were dipping right close to that zone, but not right deep into that zone. Obviously, the case that we would have much appreciated, but Jasmi was showing some strength right there. Now we are headed to the downside one more time, and as I was just mentioning, that are there any signs that are showing that there is kind of some strength coming into the market? So I want to take a look at the relative strength index one more time, and we are seeing that yes, it is in a downtrend. But what you want to see in bullish case scenarios is that this 40 mark on a daily time frame is holding. I mean, the least that it can go to, or the lowest that it can go to, I should say, is something like 38 maybe on the RSI right there. So 38 is the line in the sand for me. Once the price is breaking below that, it's also probably indicating that Jasmi is headed for a bigger crash that we have been saying. I mean, I'm going to show you just when we are done with these indicators. But also taking a look at the MACD right there, you can also see that yeah, I mean, it has been trending to the downside ever since we made that peak right around something like 2.6 cents. But also notice that whenever the price is going to the downside here, like for example this impulse to the downside, you can see also being reflected by the MACD here with massive strength. But the second time that happened, I mean, the momentum also died out right here in terms of like the bearish momentum, right? And then you can also see like the third time right, I mean, almost, I mean, the momentum is really dying out, and we are also doing it for the fourth time here. You're also seeing that momentum is really dying. So I mean, on the MACD, let me go ahead and draw a trend line right and show you this thing right here, which is indicating a kind of strength here on Jasmi. So take a look at this. The longer we are spending, or the more we are trying to slam the price downwards, the momentum to the downside is dying each and every single time right here. So I will be waiting for a cross right here, a bullish cross, to happen on the MACD. As long as it's below 0, I think those are the ones that I think are actually much better to be buying. for Jasmine right there. So momentum to the downside, yes, is decreasing whilst we are still stuck in that range. So I'll be waiting for a bullish cross here on the MACD to indicate that, you know what, we are ready to go to the upside. So I mean, yeah, the support levels still remain the same. I mean, we're looking at something like 1.6 to 1.4 cents here. I know it's devastating for a lot of people because, I mean, from where the price is sitting right now, to go to something like 1.5 maybe is already something like minus 12%. I mean, but in crypto, this is a normal Tuesday, a normal Monday, a normal Wednesday. But for some people who are probably new in the market or buying Jasmine for the first time, imagine losing 12% of, I mean, a substantial amount of money that you would have put in there is almost a little bit devastating. But then again, this is why we are in crypto, because I mean, if you would buy the support right there, right, let's say the price just bounces back to, you know, the resistance by there, you would have probably made something upwards of 60%. So I probably would bet a 12% loss for something like 60%, because that's a 1:5 risk to reward ratio right there. Right? I hope a lot of people understand right there. So this is basically where we are standing in the immediate short term. Very too early to call if BTC is going to go to something like $53,000, because we are still above the support level. Once we are breaking them, maybe we can start entertaining that. But even then, we'll still need to see some signs. Right? When it comes to the Jasmine price, that immediate short term indicators are showing that, you know, there's still a health in the market right there with Jasmine. And I mean, I'll be watching this obviously as a hawk and updating you on every corner to see what is happening here in the immediate short term. But long term, what are we looking for here for Jasmine? We still have got the falling wedge that we are looking at, and it's making this you know, bullish flag that you can see here. We broke out of the resistance right there, and remember those days when we were saying that Jasmine needs to break something like $0.008 and then it's off to the races. We got exactly that. So for months and years we have been talking about this falling wedge, and the price tag is obviously as follows. If you want to be a little bit conservative, you can talk about something like 5 cents here for Jasmine. So that's still, I mean, a good trade from where the price is sitting. I mean, should you buy that support level, it may be something like 1.5 cents if it comes, or 1.6 cents. Widening it to something like you know, that 5 cents that we are talking about is almost a 2x. And then the big one that we will be looking for, obviously, because you can play around with this you know, downward sloping resistance right there. You can see that you are around something like 10-11 cents right there, 10-11 cents by there, meaning that, I mean, there is an opportunity in Jasmine just buying those support levels that we were talking about, because that's almost something like a 5x, right? 480%. And I think it's good. I mean, Jasmine is still in a bullish trend, showing good strength right there. Then again, the long-term price, I guess, that we are following here on Jasmine come from this structure that I've mentioned time and again on the channel. But you know, it's good to be reminding each other of what the price is doing, because you know, we tend to forget. So let me go to the daily time frame, and you know, you can see that the Jasmine price that is looking pretty much devastated from this angle. But if you zoom in like this, you get to see that there is this kind of a structure where you see rally and then sharp waves of correction, rally before, you know, a capitulation and flattening out of the price here. But this is something that we have seen in the market before, and it turned out to be something that was great, right? So the first example that always comes to my mind in this situation is the Cardano price set, because I was literally living these moments. And you go ahead and see that we are following something like this here. I mean, if I go back to the Jasmine price, you pretty much see that we have the same structure, right? And look at where it eventually ended up doing. I mean, this is fantastic, right? So the only way we can probably try to map out what happened here is using Fibonacci retracement tools. So from the very top of that structure right there to the very bottom, you end up seeing that you know, Cardano did almost something like a 2.618 Fibonacci extension level. But it was not only Cardano which had this structure right there, but even the king of altcoins, Ethereum, had that same kind of a structure here. And should we pull, I mean, the same concept basically, I mean, take a look at this. But this is the same structure that you are seeing. You have a massive rally right there. You've got sharp corrective waves. You've got a rally prior to this whole thing flattening out and basically capitulating. Why? But take a look at what eventually ended up happening. Right? I mean, should I compare it to what Jasmine is doing? You see this same kind of structure. I mean, this, especially this rally prior to this whole flattening thing right there. I mean, it's all over the place. Take a look at this. So that's basically what we are seeing here with Jasmine, that, you know, we have seen this thing before. We have actually lived through that moment before, and grabbing our Fibonacci retracement 2 from the very top of that structure to the bottom again, we see that Ethereum managed a 3.618 Fibonacci extension level. Now coming back to Jasmine, those are the two best case scenarios that we just have, like, I mean, Cardano and Ethereum applying the same concept of Fibonacci retracement levels, whereas we are also seeing that, you know, for Jasmine to get to something like the 3.618 Fibonacci extension level, we'll now be looking at something like $1.20. And then for the 2.618, which Cardano did, we are looking at something like 86 cents. So these are like our best case scenarios, obviously. And I think that Jasmi has got the capability to do something like that. Obviously, the thing that I cannot predict here is the time, obviously, but the trajectory, we can see that it's very clear right there. We'll be looking at those higher big price targets, $1.20, 86 cents right there. But I mean, at some point, Jasmine was even at something like $5. But obviously, the circulating supply wasn't as much. But right now, we also have got more holders, right? So these things, they kind of cancel each other out, and we are treating like the previous all-time high at something like 33 cents right there. For Jasmine to go to $1.20, I think this is not a big ask in my humble opinion. And you will notice that as the price starts moving up right towards the upside, it's also going to draw in a lot of investors, and probably Jasmine will walk away as the biggest winner in this bull market right there. So we'll see what happens eventually, but the structures that we are having here on Jasmine, both short-term and long-term, are not indicating anything that is too bad for the market. Yeah, I mean, I know for some people like a 40% drop is something that is big, but if you just have spent a bit of time in this market, you understand that. To be honest with you, that is the order of the day right there, right? So for Jasmine, that was pretty much it. I mean, I'll show you the worst case scenarios just in a, just to make everything complete right there. We also had the same setup here with Neo USDT, right? So you will also end up seeing the same structure, which again, that rally, I mean, those crashing waves, sharp waves, and then the rally, sorry, prior to this whole thing flattening out and capitulating. Now this one, relative to Fibonacci retracement levels, did not get into its previous all-time high, obviously, but it went to a retracement level, which was the 702. Should we apply the same thing here on Jasmi, and Jasmi failing to get above 33 cents, the next price target that we will be looking for is something like 23 cents, right? So that's still a win in a way, because from where the price is sitting, you're doing more than a 10x, right? So even in the worst case scenario of the structure that we have been investigating here for Jasmi, you can still map out something like a 10x, and I think that Jasmi is really, really generous, right? So obviously, none of what I say is financial advice, and you shouldn't be buying or selling anything because of anything I sell, right? But if you like the content, don't forget to delicately tap the like button, share the video with your friends and family, and then I would have to see you on the very next one. Take really, really good care of yourselves. Bye.